Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. My name is Jackie Townley. I work with CMS and glad to have everyone on the call today. I'm excited to have John King with ICT on with us, showing us his product. I came to know ICT about a year ago from one of our dealers saying, hey, can you guys work with them? And so we listened. So we appreciate our dealers giving us feedback about new technology. ICT is a company based out of New Zealand. It's an integrated manufacturer that has both access control and intrusion included, predominantly for enterprise and commercial applications. So we have a lot of interest, a lot of dealers asking about it. And we're really excited to partner with ICT to be able to support it fully. So without further ado, John, I'll let you take over and kind of review your presentation and what makes ICT so great.
Great, awesome. Thanks for the intro there, Jackie. Again, yeah, this is ICT, stands for Integrated Control Technology. My name is John King, and I'm the Director of Sales for the US market. For us, a little bit about ICT. We've been in business since 2003. As Jackie mentioned, we are based in Auckland, New Zealand. We are a wholly owned company, which is quite nice. You know, we're a little bit different than your standard access control company, being that we actually manufacture all of our own hardware internally, as well as develop our own software internally. We do that in Auckland, New Zealand. On the screen there is our world headquarters. We employ a few hundred people in that facility today, and I think it's getting up to about 300 actually. About 35 to 38% of our entire personnel in that building are dedicated to research and development. So it just allows us to spin up feature requests, integrations, and so on pretty quickly for all of our customers there. All the production is there. Being that we manufacture everything, this allows us to test everything that comes off the production line. So we pride ourselves on zero out-of-the-box failures, which is quite nice for our customers. Outside of New Zealand, for the U.S. market, we are based in Denver, Colorado. Really, we have everything there that you would expect us to have. A full training staff. We have our shipping and warehouse is out of Denver, as well as all of our tech support for the U.S. market is based in Denver, and so on. Same story for us in Toronto and in Melbourne, Australia. Now, a lot of people ask me, well, why should we sell ICT? And really, we came up with this tagline: one solution equals maximum value. Really what it means to me is I used to be an integrator for 10 years, and you know, I saw a lot of products in that time. Typically, people either have a few products on that entry level side, or they may have a few products on that enterprise level side. And really, you know, can be quite cumbersome for some dealers, as I need to train my staff on my installation staff on all of our the products there, and train the salespeople on how to engineer those products. Same thing on the entry level to the enterprise level. For us at ICT, all of our hardware is exactly the same, right? From our entry level system to our enterprise level solution. So it allows you to easily standardize on a solution, train your staff, and really try to save you guys some money moving forward. So that's what the one solution equals maximum value to me. It's really our value prop there. Each one of our employees has kind of their own tagline there. Before I get into different product sets on ICT, we'll kind of cover our products here. Being that we're access control, we make our own card readers, right? And here's what they look like. Really quick here, we do have 125 procs. We do have 13.56 megahertz as far as MyFair and DesFire. On the backside of our readers, there is a Wiegand pigtail, as well as an RS-45 pigtail. If you do wire our readers via RS-45 to our controllers, you're going to get 256-bit AES level encryption from the card to the controller and or server, depending on the product that you're using. All of our readers are OSDP compliant as well. We do also have our own Bluetooth and NFC component for that. Some cool stuff with the readers here. The readers are all tricolor LEDs, the lights behind there. So I can really change those colors to whatever standby color I need, or maybe I want to make the reader flash an amber color. If there's an alarm on the intrusion side of things, I can certainly do that. It's completely customizable for you. Right. The readers can be outside. They're fully IP65 rated. We have them installed in gold mines in northern Canada, all the way down to the Amazon of Brazil and so on. It's a very, very robust card readers. The first product that we have today is Protege WX, and WX really is our browser-based solution. It is a single site application. There is no software that's needed. There's no server that's needed. Everything resides on that physical controller itself, which is quite nice. Because of that, it's very easy to set up and very intuitive to use, not only for yourselves as integrators, but also for the end user. Here are some of the maximums of what WX can do today. Things like 128 doors, 512 to be exact intrusion zone, and we can do that via hardwired intrusion and wireless intrusion. We can have things like a total of 200 intrusion keypads, 32 partitions, and so much more. And keep in mind, this is just our entry-level solution. Again, being why it's browser-based, we can access this system anywhere at any time. I can connect either directly to the controller, I can use DDNS, or I can port forward, or I can use our cellular communicator. However you need to do to connect to that, we can allow you to do that. Here's what the software does look like. We do on the browser support Safari, Chrome, Mozilla, Edge, IE, really any browser on the market today is how you're going to do the programming. Really how it all goes together here is you have our main controller, which has 2 doors of access control on there and 8 hardwired inputs for intrusion detection. Okay. There's also a couple outputs on there. There's a Bell output, and there's an old school telco connection there if you need to connect to the folks at CMS via that. And then also we have an Ethernet connection, which is our Armor IP protocol. And really what that is, it's 256-bit AES level encryption from the controller to the folks at CMS and their central station. So really it's around network security and passing some security scans and keeping those customers' networks safe for external attacks. Outside of the main controller here, we do have a bunch of expansion units here. This guy is our most popular. That's called the RDM2. Really, it has the same footprint as the controller. So 2 doors of access control, 8 inputs for intrusion detection. Here's kind of a close-up look at all of our DIN rail hardware. Really, we chose the DIN rail format when we made our product just because it's smaller, it's more compact. We understand that a lot of wall space is being taken away from the low voltage folks in the room here. So to make everything in a smaller can is very important. So yeah, here's our expanders here. We've got things like 8 and 16 zone input expanders, output expanders, and so on. We also do manufacture our own power supplies here. We do those in a 2, 4, and 8 amp variety. Keep in mind, our power supplies are all 12 volt power supplies. At ICT, we're all about innovation here, and really what we've tried to do is make it as easy as possible for people to get their hands on our equipment and install it. So what we've done here is created pre-wired kits. These not only allow for ease of installation for the technicians and so on to throw a can up on the wall, wire in your readers and some periphery things. It also makes it easier for the salespeople in the room, right? It's one part code that includes power supplies, enclosures, controllers, reader expanders, and so on. So it makes it a little bit easier to engineer the product as well. Really, here's what the grab and go kits. These are our WX. WX, again, is that single site browser-based solution. So here's our 2-door and 4-door kits. These kits actually include 2 or 4 MyFair 13.56 readers. So if I sell a 4-door system, I use this part code here. I throw in whatever credential medium I need, whether that's a card or a tag or a wristband. I sell it to the client, I install it, and you're good to go. Okay. Now moving on, we do have a 6 and an 8-door kit using our 12 volt power supply. We really stopped using our power supply at 8 doors because it gets the enclosures get a little bit big there. For that reason, we have integrated into life safety power, and we provide a pre-wired kit from life safety from 2 doors all the way up to 24 total doors in one enclosure. They're pre-wired. Really what we're seeing is about 20 to 30% labor savings times on these pre-wired kits. So they are pretty cool. I'd say most of our orders today are all a pre-wired kit variety. If we need to expand on our pre-wired kit, you can certainly do that by using our expander kits here. New for us this year, we've also came out with some wireless lock starter kits. This allows you to bring access control to a different footprint. Maybe I can't get wire to a front door, or maybe I need to do an office door or something like that. We can add our controller, power supply, battery, and then with our Salis integration and Salto and the great partnership that we do have there, it's going to allow us to expand all the way out to 16 locks. And all this stuff, again, is purchased through ICT or a distribution network there. And it's just a different medium, a different way to get access control out there in the market today. Being that we are unified intrusion detection as well, you probably could have guessed it, we do have some pre-wired intrusion kits as well. You see that these come with our keypads on there. But the controller, just so you guys are aware, is the same controller. So again, if I sell them 16 zones of intrusion, they're already going to be set up for 2 card readers moving down in the future. I did mention a little while ago, we do have our 4G LTE communicator. This runs on the LTE or the T-Mobile LTE network. This will send signals to CMS. It will also allow you to program, manage, maintain the WX system and a variety. Intrusion keypads. These are intrusion keypads. A couple things to note here is there are a couple zones on the back of here. All of the keypads do exactly the same functionality. They're just different mediums or formats. We do have a 5-inch touchscreen. This is the Touch Sense keypad here. And then this is the kind of old school gel button keypad there. Again, 2 zones on the back of there. They get connected to our 45 expansion network. Now we can integrate via, on the wireless side, we do that through Innovonics. Really, it's got our little bit of hardware and their hardware behind this cover here. That gets connected to our 45 network. And now we have the full complement of all of their wireless transmitters. Controller maximum still apply. So 512 total wireless points I could have on our WX solution. All right, moving on. Now, Protege GX, that is our enterprise level solution. Unlike WX, GX is a server-based solution. And really, when we developed this, we took a look at a lot of our competitors in the market space. And really, one common theme kept arising is that most enterprise level solutions today are developed for the system integrators and not really for the end user. We thought that was a little funny, right? It would be like going down the road and buying a Corvette and only your mechanic could drive it. You wouldn't really do that. So what we did is develop GX specifically for the end user. And in turn has created a system that's very easy for them to manage and maintain, as well as for the integrators to program, to set up, and so on. Everything is completely customizable in GX. We understand that every end user runs their organization a little bit different than the next. And to be able to customize to their needs is very, very important in today's world. Things like doing status pages, floor plans, right? Showing lockdowns, showing fire statuses. Maybe I'm a school and I need to have some threat levels on what's going on in the outside world to control some things. Do video integration, right? I can jump into additional floor plans and control my doors, can view my cameras if I want to pull those up automatically through here. Adding users, removing users, running reports are also very, very important and very easy to do in GX. Here's what a camera integration looks like. I can tag any event that happens in the system and pull that image from any of our integrated partners there on the VMS side. As you can see here, I can pull up other archive views. I have a 5-second image slider there, a 30-second slider as well, and then the live image of when that camera gets produced. Within GX, we also do talk some building automation control protocols, things like BACnet IP. This allows us to really get a little bit more into the weeds there with some of the end users, but I can do things like monitor server room temperature, humidity. Maybe I want to scan my card and turn on my AC in someone's office and so on. And we can certainly do that within our solution. Color coding status pages, like I said, running reports are very, very important. Now getting all the way back to that first slide, one solution equals maximum value. Here's GX, here it all goes together. Should look pretty similar for you guys. Like I said, the hardware is exactly the same. I can move from WX to GX very easily and so on. The controller does have 2 doors of access control, 8 inputs in for intrusion. So again, exactly the same. It's just a server-based solution. We also have, I'm not going to pull them up because it would be the same slides, but we do have our pre-wired kits in GX as well. And really it's the same format. So 2 through 8 with our power supply, and then 2 through 24 doors in one enclosure using the life safety power supply. Some of the integrations that we do have in GX, here are all the folks that we do work with on the video management side. Every integration is a little bit different, but really at the end of the day, anything that happens in GX, I can tag images on and then show those at a later date or show those right then and there or whatever of that activity happening later on. Here are the folks that we integrate with on the wire-free access control side. Obviously, we talked about Salus and our pre-wired kits there with that. We do have an SVN integration with Salto. Excuse me. And on the Aperio side, we do integrate to the 128 hub, as well as the DSR server locks. And then on the Allegiant side is the 8300 and 400 locks. Just like in WX, GX does have that Innovonics integration. Really, it operates exactly the same. As you can see there, the Innovonics wireless receiver connects to the controller via the 485 network. Then again, we have the full complement of all of their wireless transmitters. WX and GX also do elevator control. GX has a high-level elevator control with these folks and their destination dispatch solutions. This is really, I walk up to a kiosk, I select the floor that I want to go, and the destination dispatch system says, go to cab number 4, and it takes me to floor 18. The integration with us to these folks is instead of going up to a kiosk and selecting something, maybe I need to scan my card and then select it, or it'll automatically take me to the floor that I'm allowed to be on. We do have some custom integration tools, things like Active Directory integration, data sync services. I already mentioned the BACnet IP and building automation and control protocols. We do have SOAP web services and so on. SOAP stands for Simple Object Application Protocol and really allows for, well, it's a fancy word of saying that if I can do the action with a mouse and a keyboard, I can replicate that in a web environment, and really it's total customization. It allows things like maybe I'm a gym membership and I need to integrate GX into their website for booking a racquetball court or whatever, right? We can do all that through the web services, and the end user would never actually see GX. All right, a couple things left, then we'll open it up for questions. At ICT, we do also manufacture our own intercoms. They are VoIP and SIP compliant devices. The smaller guys on the left hand of your screen are kind of a one-to-one. I'm going to put this out on a delivery dock. I'm going to call the receptionist. That person's going to answer, let them in, or so on and so forth. I don't have to have a master station. Again, VoIP and SIP compliant. And then the 2 bigger guys on your right there, those are our touchscreen tele-entry solutions. Those are 17-inch screen. It is marine grade stainless steel. Essentially, the glass is the same as our phone. Really, it's a Gorilla Glass there. Yeah, it'll hold about 10,000 users on there. the ability to call someone's cell phone, let them in the door, and or view video on a mobile app and let them in, and so on. Here's what one of those looks like in the real world, just so you get a size comparison on that. We do also have our own wireless transmitters. These, used for apartments to open up a gate or garage door, whatever. Here's what they look like. They do also have an integrated credential on the back, so we can do a Prox credential or MyFair credential on there, so I can use that to open up a gate, a garage, and then also use that to get into a reader. Last but not least, we do have our mobile solutions. As I mentioned with the reader in the beginning, we do have our Bluetooth and NFC component resides in the mobile app. You do get the ability to arm and disarm your intrusion system through the mobile app. You can control any doors you have on there. I can view any live video that I may have connected into their events and so on through the mobile app. The mobile app is 100% free. It's available to download for anybody's system that you have connected, and you're good. With that, I'll open it up for questions.
And we have a Q&A box. So if you have any questions, please, hit the Q&A box, not necessarily the chat. That way we can keep track of what's being asked. And so if we have any questions coming in, John, we'll let them go ahead and start typing those out. While they're doing that, if you want to kind of delve more into what is the ideal application, what are you seeing the most in the market right now, especially now people coming out of COVID and being so busy with security, what is your ideal use case? Like, what are you seeing the most requests for?
So today we are selling just a ton of the WX solution. Most people are adding access control. Going into COVID, the ability to, a lot of people maybe didn't have it or didn't think about the ability to lock a door, keep it locked for an extended period of time, or maybe having somebody go back to the office to make sure it was locked. So they are adding access control to sites that typically didn't have access control. Maybe they had the intrusion component there already, but the ability to connect to their access control system, open that remotely, change schedules on the fly because of COVID and things like that are very important in today's world. So yeah,
that's good feedback. So I don't see, you did such a great job. No one has any questions. You answered all of them during the presentation, I think. So with that being said, obviously, if you want to reach out to myself, again, I'm Jackie with CMS. You feel free to contact me directly with any questions on ICT. We are very excited, like I said, to support. I think we're one of 2 wholesale centrals currently that do support. And, even our IT staff and our tech team, they've all just said how much they really like this product. So, and they're not an easy crowd to please. So John, with that being said, do you, Jen, do we want to do like a follow-up email with any contact information, or do you have your contact information you can share, John?
I do. Yep. Go all the way back to the front here. Put it on that screen for just a minute. There you go.
Perfect. All right, great. And we'll all be at ISC. So if you plan on being at ISC, come find any of us. I know, John, you said you'll probably be there as well. Is that so?
Yes, I will be there.
Okay, wonderful. We'll all be there with bells on and sweating. I'm just...
There you go. Yeah, come by. Rumor is if anybody stops by here, we're running an initiative called ICT on Tap. You come by, get yourself a beer, listen to me talk. I mean, what's better than that in Vegas? So, yeah.
Nothing is nothing. I think is the answer. So, all right, awesome. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining today. And we hope to see you guys soon in person and not on Zoom.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.